So students, under chapter transport in plants, in our last class we have learned till osmosis. We just started with this process. If you remember, in our last class we have learned this slide where movement of water from its higher concentration to its lower concentration, means where water concentration is more, from there it goes to lower water concentration. No, not a solute concentration. This slide already we have learnt. This is just a recap. Next we have to learn, this is one of the practical also. In practical also you have to perform. This is called potato osmoscope experiment, potato osmometer. This is experiment to show that osmosis happens. Okay, what they do, they take a potato and they make a cavity in the potato. Okay, by cutting the potato they make cavity, you can see there. Okay, then it is called potato osmoscope. Name only says osmoscope, means it is used to measure osmosis. What they do there, potato boat they make, that is potato they cut like this. Okay, then they put sugar solution in that. In the potato cavity they put sugar solution here inside, and when sugar solution is till here, with a pin, with the help of pin, they just mark the level of that sugar solution. You can see this pin here, means up to that pin mark sugar solution is there. That is a level of sugar solution. Then that potato boat containing sugar solution, they will keep it in trough containing water. See, this is a beaker containing water. This blue color what they are showing is water. Then in that water they keep potato boat, potato osmoscope, and inside the potato osmoscope there is a sugar solution. Then what about movement of water now? Whether sugar solution will go into the water or water from the beaker will enter the sugar solution. Water's concentration is more where pure water will have more water concentration. ಅಂದರೆ ವಾಟರ್ನ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಯೂರ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಇರ್ತದೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಓನ್ಲಿ ವಾಟರ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಶುಗರ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಡಿಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ರೀ ವಾಟರ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಲೆಸ್. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಶುಗರ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ it has formed a bond with water. So sugar solution will have less water concentration, only water will have more water concentration. So water from the beaker enters the potato osmoscope. Then what happens, level in the sugar solution rises. ಅಂದರೆ ಶುಗರ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ನ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಇತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ಶುಗರ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅದು ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ವೈ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ಶುಗರ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಡ್ ದ ಶುಗರ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ನೀರು ಪೊಟ್ಯಾಟೊ ಮೂಲಕ ಶುಗರ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ಗೆ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಶುಗರ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಲೆಸ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್, only water has more water concentration. So from outside it has entered inside. So place it in water. As a result, water enters the cavity due to osmosis, because from water's higher concentration to water lower concentration, and potato acts as a semi-permeable membrane. The potato acts as a semi-permeable membrane because the layers of potato what is there, that acts as a semi-permeable membrane. Okay, this is one experiment to prove that osmosis happens. This is one more experiment. It is called thistle funnel experiment. We don't say thistle funnel, we call it a thistle funnel. Okay, where T is silent there. Thistle funnel. Demonstration of osmosis, how osmosis occurs, that they are explaining. Okay, a thistle funnel means you can see there, this is a thistle funnel where a glass rod is there, a cylindrical glass tube. At the bottom it is enlarged like this, you see there. Okay, and it is open on both the sides. What they did, they at the bottom of that they have covered with semi-permeable membrane. Either you can use egg membrane andre egg shell. When you open, just below the egg shell there is one thin membrane, transparent membrane. ಅಂದರೆ ಎಗ್ ಶೆಲ್ ತೆಗೆದಾಗ, ಎಗ್ನ ಶೆಲ್ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ತೆಗೆದಾಗ ಆ ಶೆಲ್ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಒಂದು ಥಿನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಥರ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪರೆಂಟ್ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಕವರ್ ಇಟ್. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಹಿಯರ್ this one, they have covered the bottom. If you don't cover, it is open. Okay, so they have covered it and they have tied it. They have tied semi-permeable membrane. Either you can use natural semi-permeable membrane like egg membrane, that is natural, or artificial semi-permeable membrane is also available in the market called parchment paper. Parchment paper is artificial, it is synthetically prepared, artificial, but also does same work. It is also semi-permeable membrane only. Semi-permeable means it will allow only water molecules to pass, not solute. This is same like potato osmoscope. What you see there, in this thistle funnel they have taken sugar solution. You see there, these dots, what you see, that is sugar particle. They have taken a sugar solution. Okay, then first thistle funnel is taken, they have filled a sugar solution, and bottom of that thistle funnel they have closed with semi-permeable membrane. Now this thistle funnel containing sugar solution, they will keep it in beaker containing water. What you see there, thistle funnel is kept in beaker containing water. So inside the thistle funnel sucrose solution is there. Okay, sucrose, sugar dissolved in water. Then in the beaker only water is there, and both are separated by sugar solution, and water are separated by semi-permeable membrane. So where water's concentration is more, where only water is there, its concentration is more, and water's concentration is less in sugar because number of free water molecules are less. Number of free water molecule andre only water should be there. Water should not bind with any other chemical because sugar is dissolved in it. Sugar molecules have formed a bond with the water, so water is not free. But here only water is there in the beaker, no sugar, so it is having higher potential, higher concentration. So it is movement of water from its higher concentration to its lower concentration. So water from the beaker enters the thistle funnel, then sugar level rises. The sugar level ಏನಿದೆಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ಶುಗರ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅದು ಮೇಲಿನ ತನಕ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಾಟರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಎಂಟರ್ thistle funnel. Okay, so through semi-permeable membrane like eggshell membrane they have taken. You can take parchment paper also, which is artificial semi-permeable membrane. So water moves into the funnel. As a result, the level of the solution in the funnel rises. It continues till equilibrium is reached. Means water will enter, and water keeps entering the tube funnel till concentration on both the sides become equal. ಅಂದರೆ thistle funnel ಒಳಗಡೆ ಮತ್ತು thistle funnel ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಆಗೋ ತನಕ ಅದು ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ಶುಗರ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ರೈಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯಾಕೆ ರೈಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ವಾಟರ್ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ, ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಆ ಅದರ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಇನ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್, ವಾಟ್ ಇಫ್ ವಿ ಪುಟ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್, ಅಂದರೆ thistle funnel ಒಳಗಡೆ if you blow it, if you put a pressure equal to osmotic pressure, because if osmosis should happen, osmotic pressure is required. No, one pressure is required. That pressure will be more on higher concentration, pressure will be less on low concentration. With that pressure only it will move. But what if we put equal pressure from other side, opposite side, then no movement is observed. No, same experiment, same setup, but here pressure is applied. Then what happens? Equal pressure is applied, then sugar solution doesn't rise, sugar solution remains as it is. The sugar solution level ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಇದ್ದಷ್ಟೇ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ವಾಟರ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಹೈಯರ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್. Equal pressure they have applied from outside. It is like, I'll give you an example. Suppose somebody is trying to enter the class, okay, but I have closed the door from inside. He is also pushing, I am also pushing the door. Means he is pushing the door from outside, I am pushing from inside. If both of us have equal strength, then door doesn't move. Suppose the person who is standing outside, he has more energy and he will push more, then door will open, because my energy will not be sufficient. So but here what they have done, both the sides they have kept pressure equal, so no movement of water is observed. That means if osmosis should happen, then at higher concentration pressure should be more, and at lower concentration pressure should be less. Then only from higher pressure to lower pressure it will move. Okay, see what they are saying. If an external pressure is applied from upper part of the funnel, no water diffuses into funnel. That is what I just told you. Okay, so numerically osmotic pressure is equal to osmotic potential, but the sign is opposite. Osmotic pressure is equal to osmotic potential, but sign is opposite. One is having positive, other one is having negative. Like osmotic pressure is positive. Osmotic pressure is positive because from higher to lower it will move, and osmotic potential is negative. Osmotic potential is negative, but osmotic pressure is positive. So they are almost equal, but their charge is opposite. Next, plasmolysis is one. Lysis means breakdown. Plasmo, here it is protoplasm. Liquid present inside the cell is called protoplasm. Liquid present inside the cell will include cytoplasm and nucleoplasm. You know what is the meaning of it. I have given you formula. Cytoplasm plus nucleoplasm is equal to protoplasm. No? ಅಂದರೆ ಸೈಟೋಪ್ಲಾಸಮಲ್ಲಿರುವ ನೀರು ಮತ್ತು ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೋಪ್ಲಾಸಮಲ್ಲಿರೋ ನೀರು ಎರಡು ಸೇರಿದ್ರೆ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಲಲ್ಲಿರುವ ನೀರು. ಸೊ ದ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಂಟೈರ್ cell is called protoplasm. No? Okay, here what happens, you already know this in 9th standard. Okay, so this is one turgid cell. Turgid cell ಅಂದರೆ ವಾಟರ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಡ್ ದ ಸೆಲ್, ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ವೆಲ್. ನೀರು ಸೆಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅದು ಉಬ್ಬುತ್ತದೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಫ್ಲಾಸಿಡ್ ಸೆಲ್ ವೆನ್ cell loses water, and this is plasmolized cell. Plasmolized cell meaning the protoplasm of the cell shrinks. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ yellow color, the protoplasm ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ liquid present inside, that will shrink. Shrinkage of protoplasm is called plasmolysis. Okay, this is when these three conditions will happen. When the cell is kept in three types of solution: isotonic, hypertonic and hypotonic solution. What is the meaning? If external solution balances the osmotic pressure of the cytoplasm, then it is isotonic, meaning inside the cell, outside the cell, both are having same concentration, then no movement of water into the cell, out of the cell also. ಅಂದರೆ ಸೆಲ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರೋ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನು ಮತ್ತು ಸೆಲ್ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಇರೋ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಎರಡು ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಐಸೋಟೋನಿಕ್. ಐಸೋ ಅಂದರೆ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್, ವರ್ಡ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಐಸೋ ಅಂದರೆ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್, ಸೇಮ್ ಇದೆ ಎರಡು ಸೈಡ್. ನೋ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್, ಸೆಲ್ ಒಳಗಡೆನೂ ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಸೆಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹೊರಗಡೆನೂ ನೀರು ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನೋ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ ಹೈಪೋಟೋನಿಕ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ external solution is more dilute, okay, having higher water potential than the cytoplasm, then it is called hypotonic solution. The cell will swell, meaning outside higher water potential, inside the cell lower water potential, then higher to lower water will enter the cell, then cell becomes turgid. Turgid ಅಂದರೆ it will swell. ನೋಡಿ, ಇದು ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಶೇಪು, ಇದು ಬಲ್ಜ್ಡ್. ಬಲ್ಜಿಂಗ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ವೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್. ಅಂದರೆ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಇರೋದು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಸೈಜ್, ಇದು ಸೆಲ್ಲು ಉಬ್ಬಿದೆ, ನೋಡಿ ಉಬ್ಬಿದೆ. Okay, because cell has water has entered. The arrow mark you see, water entered. When the cell is kept in hypotonic solution, water enters. When the cell is kept in hypertonic solution, that is inside the cell concentration is high, water concentration is high. Outside the cell water potential is less. Then cell will lose water. Cell in the ನೀರು ಹೊರಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. Then it will shrink. That is, it will shrink and become plasmolized. That is, water is lost here. You see, water is lost. It has created a gap. Okay, so shrinkage of protoplasm shrinks. That is called plasmolysis. You see there the picture. So you see what they are showing. Okay, so first one, when a cell is placed in hypertonic solution, water moves into the cell, okay, across the membrane, then cell shrinks, then it is called plasmolysis. Meaning inside the cell water concentration is more, outside the cell concentration is less. So the protoplasm loses water and water goes out, then the protoplasm shrinks. There in the first picture you see protoplasm shrinks. Okay, the water is first lost from the cytoplasm, then from the vacuole also water is lost. During plasmolysis, cell membrane and protoplast of the cell shrinks away from its cell wall. Such cells are said to be plasmolized. What happened there? during plasmolysis, the cell membrane and protoplast. The cell membrane, what is there, no? Cell membrane also shrinks, then liquid also, the protoplasm also shrinks. So shrinkage of protoplasm is called plasmolysis. The first picture, that is plasmolysed. This is actual plasmolysis. What happens there, they are showing. Plasmolysis is actually reversible when the cells are placed in hypotonic solution. Like I told you, hypotonic solution means, hypotonic means inside the cell water concentration is less, outside the cell water concentration is more. So from outside water will enter, so cell will swell. That is the condition. Here this is swollen, ಅಂದರೆ ಉಬ್ಬಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ ಸೆಲ್, ನೀರು ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಗಿದೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ. ಟರ್ಜಿಡ್, ಫ್ಲಾಸಿಡ್. Turgid and plasmolysed means when plant is given water, ಅಂದರೆ ಗಿಡಕ್ಕೆ ನೀರು ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ it will be turgid. So turgid condition is required for normal shape of the cell and to survive. And plasmolysed condition indicates plant did not get water. ಅಂದರೆ ನೀವು ಪ್ಲಾಂಟಿಗೆ ನೀರು ಹಾಕಿದರೆ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ಲಿ ಈ ಥರ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಗಿಡ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್. If you don't provide water for 7-8 days or more than 1 week, then the cells will start losing water and it shrinks and it becomes plasmolysed. See here, gida baadi hogide. No. So very important is turgor pressure. Turgor pressure means water enters the cell and it will swell. For that, one pressure is required for turgidity, that is called turgor pressure. Okay. Now the pressure exerted by the protoplast due to entry of water against the rigid cell wall is called pressure potential. You already know this. Once when water enters the cell, the water will push the inner wall of the cell so that it will swell. Nodi alli enagide, water entered and it is pushing the sides. Adike a side hinge ubbide. No, it has swollen. Okay, that pressure is called pressure potential. The turgor pressure causes enlargement and extension of growth of cells, you know. Next, short distance transport is imbibition. Now we have learned 4 types of short distance transport. That is diffusion, facilitated diffusion, then osmosis, active transport. Now we are going to learn imbibition. Okay, imbibition. It is a type of diffusion when water is absorbed by solids like colloids, increasing their volume, like absorption of water by seeds and dry wood. You know what happens when raisins are dipped in water? It will be like this. ಅಂದರೆ ಒಣ ದ್ರಾಕ್ಷಿ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ, ಡ್ರೈ ಗ್ರೇಪ್ಸ್, ಓಕೆ, ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ರೇಸಿನ್ಸ್. ಆ ರೇಸಿನ್ಸ್ನ ನೀರಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿಟ್ರೆ, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಸೋಕ್ ರೇಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ವಾಟರ್, ದೆನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್? ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ವೆಲ್. ನೋಡಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಈ ಥರ ಇತ್ತು, then it is like this, because imbibition means absorption of water by seeds and dry wood, especially in rainy season. Windows, if you have wooden window doors and doors, wooden doors will become very tight. ಅಂದರೆ ಓಪನಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸಿಂಗ್ ತುಂಬ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ the dry wood what is there in rainy season, it will absorb water and it will swell. ಅಂದರೆ ಡೋರ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರ್ಪೆಂಟರ್ ವೈಲ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಡೋರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಹಿಂಜ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇರ್ತದಲ್ಲ, ವೇರ್ ಡೋರ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಗೋ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಒನ್ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದೇರ್. ದಟ್ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಈಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇನ್ ರೈನಿ ಸೀಸನ್ ದ ವುಡ್ ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ವೆಲ್, ಅಂದರೆ ಉಬ್ಬುತ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ. ಆವಾಗ ಡೋರ್ ಓಪನಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಓಪನಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್, ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇಂಬೈಬಿಷನ್, ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಪ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್ by dry wood and seeds, it happens. Okay, so imbibition means entry of water into the cell or absorption of water by dry wood and raisins. Next, till now whatever we have learnt is short distance transport. Now what we are going to learn is long distance transport. That is by these 5 methods, that is diffusion, facilitated diffusion, active transport, osmosis and imbibition, water from the soil enters the root cell. Then slowly it will move from one cell to other cell and finally reaches xylem of the root cell. Then xylem is a long tube. It can go up to certain feet distance, like 200-300 feet height also. So that will be long distance transport. So many feet water should be carried. That is called long distance transport in plants. See, this is a plant, and plant, no, these are the, what is that, xylem and phloem. Okay, xylem and phloem. Water from the soil should enter the root cell, and from one root cell to other root cell slowly it will move, and water will reach xylem, and this is called transport. Now from there water should be translocated to different parts of the plant. It has to go to certain height, so that is called long distance transport, going upwards. That is upward movement of water through xylem. So diffusion is a slow process. It accounts for only short distance movement. I told you the movement of molecule across a typical cell, about 50 micrometer, takes about 2.5 seconds. Means water to cross one small cell, it takes 2.5 seconds. Long distance transport require necessary to move substances faster across the long distance. But this slowly, if water moves, then till water reaches 200 feet height, in sequoia plant, the plant will die. So movement of water should happen very quickly. So movement of substances in bulk, okay, from one point to another due to pressure differences between 2 points is called mass flow or bulk flow. Here pressure is more, there pressure is less at heights. So from higher pressure to lower pressure, the water will go up. Okay, water will move up. So that will become very fast. Actually, the process is what scientists were arguing whether water is pumped upwards or upper part of the plant sucks water from the bottom, which is correct. Then scientists came to know upper part of the plant sucks water from the bottom. That is correct. I will tell you why. One theory is there that we are going to learn later. So because of difference in pressure, water will be moving upwards very quickly. Okay, and large quantity of water moves upwards, so it is called mass flow or bulk flow. Water, minerals and food are generally moved by mass flow system. Means in the xylem and phloem, water, minerals and food will be transported very quickly for long distance. That is called mass flow or bulk flow. How it happens, we will see now. In mass flow, substances in solution or in suspension are swept along the same pace as in the flowing river. Means at what speed water and minerals and food will move upwards and downwards? Water will move only upwards. Okay, because it is transport through xylem is one way transport. Already you know. In phloem it is two-way transport, multi-directional, because food is prepared in the leaf. From there, whichever part of the plant requires food, there it will move. It can go to root also, food can go to upper part also, it can go to branches also. Water and minerals water especially in xylem will move only in one direction, that is upwards. That will move very fast, like how water is flowing in a river, that speed it will move. Bulk flow is achieved either through a positive hydrostatic pressure gradient, like example a garden hose, or negative hydrostatic pressure gradient like suction through a straw. Okay, like you put a straw to a juice or water and suck it. At what speed you drink juice through straw, at that speed only water will move upwards in the xylem and phloem. Water will move upwards in the xylem, and food will move upwards or downwards in the phloem. So suction through a straw, and that is called positive or negative hydrostatic pressure. So it is like if food is going downwards, then it is positive hydrostatic pressure. If sucking is there from upper part, then it is negative hydrostatic pressure, but it will move very quickly. The bulk movement of substance is long distance through conducting tissues like xylem and phloem. It is called translocation. I told you in the beginning of this chapter only we have learned what is transport, what is translocation. That is Bulk movement of substances means in large quantity water, minerals and food will be transported through xylem and phloem to a long distance, so many feet distance. Okay, that is called translocation. Name only says. Translocation means water, minerals and food will go to different parts of the plant. That is called different locations of the plant. So it is called translocation. Okay, now you see this is two cells, they are showing two cells of root. Okay, and this is a root hair, and around this soil is there. These are the soil particles, and water, minerals and ions are absorbed into the root cell. Then from there water goes to one cell of first cell of root which has produced a root hair. Then from there it goes to next cell, then it goes to next cell. So it is a short distance transport. Okay, so absorption of water can happen by two ways. Already you know, apoplast and symplast. You know what is the meaning of it. Apoplast means in between the cell membrane. Symplast means from one cell to other cell through plasmodesmata. So you can see here, this is they are showing cross section of root cell. Okay, when you take a root is cylindrical. When you take a cross section, it looks round, but one piece of that they are showing like a cake piece. Okay, so this is a root cell. You already know, anatomy chapter you have learned. This is a root hair, and this is a first cell, that is epidermis, and this is a cortex, and this is endodermis, and in the endodermis there is a Casparian strip that is made of suberin. Suberin is impermeable to water. It doesn't allow water to pass through. Suberin is a material, already you know this. So, and here inside endodermis, then comes pericycle, then vascular bundles are there, that is xylem and phloem. No, that is called stele. The inner part is called stele, and here phloem is there, here xylem is there. So water is absorbed by water, enters the root hair, then it can go into the xylem by two ways. One is apoplast or one is symplast. You know what is the meaning of it. See, you can see here, apoplast means it will move in the membrane. Okay, symplast means it will move from one cell to other cell. That is why different color they are showing. Wherever you see orange color, that is apoplast. See, water is moving from membrane of one cell to membrane of other cell. It will never enter water cell inside the cell. ಅಂದರೆ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಅಪೋಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಸೆಲ್ ಒಳಗಡೆಯಿಂದ ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಸೆಲ್ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್ ಇಂದ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆಯಿಂದ, ಬೌಂಡ್ರಿ ಲೈನಿಂದ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ದಿಸ್ ಯೆಲ್ಲೋ ಕಲರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಸಿ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೆಲ್, ಒಂದು ಸೆಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸೆಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗೋದು. ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಮೂವ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ one cell to other cell through plasmodesmata. You see here, these are the plasmodesmata. ಒಂದು ಸೆಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸೆಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. That is from epidermis to cortex to endodermis to pericycle, then it comes to xylem. Same ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನೇ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. That is the first cell what they are showing is here epidermis, then epidermis to cortex, cortex to endodermis, endodermis to pericycle, pericycle to xylem. ನೀವು ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದರೆ it is very simple. You see here this is epidermis cell, water will go to cortex cell, then it goes to endodermis cell, then from there it comes to pericycle, then from there it comes to xylem, then through xylem water will move upwards, that will be long distance transport. Till water reaches xylem it will be short distance transport. Either it will happen through apoplast or symplast, like I told you. Apoplast means water will move from membrane of one cell to other membrane of other cell. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರು ಸೆಲ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಎಂಟ್ರಿನೇ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಓನ್ಲಿ ಬೌಂಡ್ರಿಯಿಂದನೇ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ. Then symplast means water enters one cell, then through plasmodesmata it enters other cell, like here. ಇಲ್ಲಿ water will enter root cell, then from epidermis, from one cell to other cell it goes to cortex, then from one cell to other cell it goes to endodermis, then from one cell to other cell it goes to pericycle, from one cell to other cell finally it goes to xylem. You see there they are showing xylem here. Okay, so this is a pathway of entry of water into the cell. Okay, so in next class we will continue this, so keep watching my classes. Thank you.